I just bought a Bentley Continental GT and I just emptied my whole bank account to actually buy this thing. Since 2005, this has been one of my dream cars. I was on a road trip with my Porsche 996 and we had some problems with my differential. So I took the car into a friend of mine that works at Voldene Bil. Tucked away in the background, I saw this car and it was really dusty. So we started looking around the car and I noticed that it had this ASI badge on it. Under all the dust it didn't look like much, but if you take a closer look, you'll notice there's a lot of carbon fiber. I noticed the ASI badge on the trunk and I remembered I'd seen that logo before. I jumped on my phone, googled Bentley ASI, and then I remembered. They used to modify and tune Bentleys for the rich and famous back in the days. They only made 29 ASI Bentleys and I had a whopping price tag of $800,000. I asked my friend Sebastian what the story is with the car. He told me they had imported it from Japan, but they later found out that it had a lot of electrical gremlins. They've sorted some of the issues, but there is still a lot that isn't working. At this point, my mind goes off like a kid in a candy shop. Because I've been looking for a new project car and I've always wanted a Bentley Continental GT. So I have to get it. And here we are, 3 months later, and I have now the Bentley in my garage. And the plan is to restore the car and make it work again. Because there are so many issues with this car. So let's just jump into it and I'll show you everything that I know of that's wrong with it. This button doesn't work, not at all. This is a brake light. Bentley engineered it, so you have to take out the whole rear glass to get the brake light out. Very stupid, very naughty of you, Bentley. That makes it way more expensive. There is a solution to get it out, but it includes drilling. I'm not so keen on that, so we'll see what we're going to do with it. We might have to destroy the old one to get it out without removing the window. Or I'm just going to remove the window and do it the proper way. We'll see. The car is equipped with air suspension and they do work, but there is a fault code to them. So we need to figure that one out. Also, the tire pressure sensor monitor don't work. So that peeps every time I start the car. There's been a lot of water inside this area. The fans don't work. Had to drive all the way from Oslo to Bergen, so about 500 kilometers. Not very happy for that. The instrument clusters have no light. My start-stop button doesn't work. Another issue I have is with the gear selector. It works perfect, but on the really dimmed display, it only shows that all the gears are engaged at the same time. I did get a lot of fault codes for some control modules in the back. The thing is that my Windows doesn't work, so I thought that I should maybe check them if there was ground or just some wires that wasn't connected. So we started to take out the interior. And guess what we found? It's supposed to be a motor here, but there's not. So it's missing the whole motor, and on the motor on the old Bentleys there are also ECUs connected to them. And that means that all of these cables are supposed to go into the ECU on the motor. So I have now ordered a new one. And I checked the other side. And I thought, well, it's a bit strange that it's missing a lot of cables here as well, when there is a motor. But this is a motor for a 2010 model. So this is also not the correct one. So none of the connectors are actually fitting into this. So now I'm just wondering if a lot of my electrical issues might be connected to not having window motors in the back. Hopefully it is. Also my headliner has started to sag, so I'm gonna have to take it out and fix it. And I'm thinking I'm gonna try to do it myself, because I'm considering to just change the color of the interior to not have it this grayish. So we'll see. Maybe with some starlights like the Rolls-Royce. But the biggest fault of them all has to do with the engine. Another issue that we noticed yesterday. If you come and check out this cable here, this is a vacuum line and that's broken. And to replace it, you actually have to take out the whole engine for only one vacuum line. So at one point we have to take out the engine. But as of now, we're just gonna make it work with some duct tape or something, just so I can drive it. But maybe in the winter we need to take the whole thing out, and that's a 1 week job. So not super excited by that. It is super fun.
It is super fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of fault codes in the car, and I mean a lot of them. Maybe the trickiest one is the airbags. The car says that there is 2 fault codes for the steering wheel. The thing is, we have to actually figure out if it's inside the steering wheel or if it's all the way back to the module. There is one airbag module located inside the dashboard, and it's not just to take out the panels, you have to remove the whole dashboard. And that's another 1 to 2 days job just to take it out. So that's also going to be really fun. If you try to shake on the seat, it's supposed to be this, not very much. Actually looked okay at the moment. There is a switch that's going to tell you if the seat is locked, and in this car it says that the driver's seat is not locked. So that throws a fault code as well. Then we have the keys. These are 2 brand new Bentley keys. Super expensive, and they're brand new from the dealer. And this is the key that works.
I think YouTube is just a new format to master.
It is.
You made TikToks for too long.
Yeah.
And your first video is always going to be...
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I've always wanted a Bentley Continental GT ever since I was a kid. So I'm really excited to try to rebuild this thing. It's going to cost me a lot of money, a lot of time. But you know what? I'm going to get this car sorted. And it's going to be a nice project car, because it has a lot of horsepower. It's a W12 engine, 6-liter twin turbo, so it's a beast. And the exhaust makes it sound even beastier. No, I think this is going to look really good. We need to do something with the interior as well. I think it gives off like this grandpa style at the moment, with the yellow wood trim and the seats. I think the seats are called Portland. It's like some sort of grey and beige. There's going to be a lot of things that needs to be done with this car, and I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to a Bentley. I'm used to working on Porsches, not Bentleys. There's way more electronics on this car than on any car I've ever owned. But you know what? We're gonna get this car nice and shiny again, and I'm gonna make videos of everything we do. So stay tuned. This is my first YouTube video. It's a bit cringe. Give me a couple of weeks and I think it's gonna be way better.
Yeah, and some feedback as well. So. And
some feedback would be good. So thank you for checking out my first video. This is my Bentley, and we're gonna make it just like new. Ciao, ciao!